Hello, everyone! It has been a while, but it's nice to see all these friendly faces in the chat. Once again, I am joined by all of these fantastic individuals playing with me. And what are we playing tonight? Well, we're playing D&D 5e in the Shards of Anarion homebrew campaign. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers, and welcome to the channel, those of you that I haven't seen before, and those of you who are returning. Today, I will be your wonderful Dungeon Master, and I am joined by this lovely cast. Introduce yourself, lovely cast.
Hi, I'm Mare. I am playing River today, your lovely Artalock.
Are we using the old list? I just found the list.
I lost the list. And my Zoom is
it's-
frozen.
Oh no.
I believe
Introduce
it's
yourself
your-
as you wish. I don't think we need order today.
Okay, out of order. I'm going to be a rebel. I'm Jen. I'm playing Maggie, Furball Druid. Shy, sweet, kind, nervous.
Hey everybody, I'm Kari. I'll be playing Karis, a tiefling wizard who's got a fancy broom and a fancy cat.
Hey everyone, I'm Confounded. I will be playing Gullineth Laranonal. I'm just fancy.
Hey everybody, I'm Adam. I'm playing Rue, your halfling cleric. Yeah.
I am Bob, also Cycler One Eye. I'll be playing Belda Stonesong, the most attractive, handsome, aged dwarf that you could ever come across, and truly humble at heart.
Alright, was that everyone?
Yes.
Oh, look at all those nods. I love this. I can ask any question I want and I get replies. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Where last we left... Oh, well, speaking of once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, our adventurers last session were ambushed by gnolls within an abandoned city within the Plane of Bones. Our adventurers were ambushed by witherlings, gnolls, who they easily put down. While the caravan they've been escorting from Oakledge to the Crystal Caverns did not fare as well. The party rushed forward to rescue the caravan and were widely successful. Several individuals were missing, and Boren Bronson, the owner of the forge that traveled with the caravan, was dead. However, at the last second, surrounded by a vampiric mist, a group of Leonins, led by good ol'... Man, I remember the first half. Vindred of Clan Stormroar, wielding magical banners that staved off the mist, came to the rescue, questioning why the party wasn't using these banners that have been loaned out, and offering to escort them to the Temple of Kavoth, the homeland of the Leonin, for safety and recuperation. Before you leave, does anyone have anything they would like to do?
The temple we're in, what kind of stone was it made out of?
Within the city?
Yeah.
It was a mixture of marble and sandstone, I believe.
Perfect. I am just grabbing a scrap chunk of marble roughly the size of my hand.
Okay, you can do so with no issues.
Perfect.
And had we ever determined to whom the temple was dedicated?
You had not.
I think it might be useful if there's the ability to just quickly... Oh, I think we were in a hurry though, weren't we? We were in a hurry. Never mind. It will be a mystery.
I mean, if Beldis is going back to get marble, I mean, I think you could probably, in the time that it takes them to grab a handful, you could maybe take a quick look if you would like to give me a religion check.
Yeah, I want to see if maybe we can figure out to whom it's dedicated. Ooh, that's a not natural 20.
Not natural 20. Okay. So, having been in the ruins the longest, you and Rue, during the combat, you didn't get a good idea of any icon. Oh God, I don't know the word. Any religious icons or symbolism that was on the inside.
Iconography.
That's
You're
exactly the word. And my Vermont was showing. I was gonna be like iconography. I was like, that's not it. That's not how it's pronounced.
That's what it's called in this world. It's
Yeah,
called
yeah.
iconography here.
Of course. It's a mix of Elven and Common. But there weren't any religious symbols that you would recognize or that were very legible. This has been abandoned for a significant amount of time. What you do find is one in the side rooms, one bookshelf that has not entirely rotten away. Most of the confines of the books itself that once layered its shelves have rotted and moldered and wasted away. However, there is one book with no title that is simply black bound and locked with a clasp that no matter how you try to open it, doesn't even appear to have a lock. It is clasped shut like a silver band has been melted over the book itself.
I would take this to a cleric to detect whether it's evil, because that seems kind of evil.
That's fair. The only cleric within the group was Donna here, I believe. And Donathier is unfortunately still tending to a lot of the wounded and doesn't really have the capability to assist you immediately.
Priorities. People over books.
Yeah. I think Donna here would be willing to hear you out at a later time, but I think in the emergence and the initial aftermath of the battle, he's running out of spell slots, and, you know, a lot of people are still in grave condition, requiring steady hands.
I will tuck it into my bag and cross my fingers that it's not evil.
Anyone else?
Yeah. This probably won't be while we're still at the temple area, but probably when we're on the road.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Yeah.
So at some point when we're traveling, wherever Beldis is, it's kind of like slide up next to Beldis. Hey.
Hey.
I kind of like scramble around in like my pockets before I realize, oh, it's not really in my pockets. So I reach into my bag and I pull out the hammer that Golanath gave me. Golanath gave me this, but I don't use one-handed weapons. Do you want it? It's magic. I don't know what it does, but it's magic. Like if it were another weapon, I just kind of like put it to the side or smelt it down, but it's magic and that'd be a waste.
Considering you seem troubled carrying such an item, I will
I'm not
gladly
troubled,
take
I'm
it off
just
your hands. No. I'll help you with this. I will gladly free you of this burden.
Okay, I don't get it, but sure, I'm not burdened at all.
Exactly, you're not. I'm now holding this item there, so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
I said, yeah, it belonged to Borin, so that's it.
Orin who fell from the mountain. May his rock stumbles on the ground and at some point find its way between the toes of a giant and annoy it for eternity.
That sounds very eloquent.
I mean, it sounds better in original Dwarvish, but, you know, we're trying to make sure everyone understands.
I'll take your word for it, but glad it's taken off my hands.
Gladly. This was a warhammer, correct?
No, just a regular hammer, I think.
This is a one-handed hammer, like a blacksmith hammer.
Oh, okay, it's a smithing hammer.
Yeah.
Dishing hammer? Polishing hammer?
I have no idea the difference.
Gotcha.
I didn't realize it was a smithing hammer. I thought it was just like a weapon hammer.
It's a one-handed hammer.
Okay, I'll still give it away. I didn't realize it was a smithing hammer, but it's fine. I've got a really cool tool belt, okay?
You do. I got a hammer.
And kind of awkwardly, I'll head back to Fizzle. Because what are people interactions?
Did Golanath share recognizing the sigil on the fountain?
Mhm.
No, you didn't share that. Okay. All right.
And I wouldn't have noticed. So.
You know, at some point, Maggie probably would have mentioned to the group, do we know what happened to this city that it was abandoned like this? Did we find out? Does it have anything to do with the phenomenon that followed us? It wouldn't enter the city. There must be a reason.
Mm. I
How
don't know.
long ago was the city abandoned? Does anyone know what happened to all the people in it?
Mm. Graham, when I came by here years ago, was the mist a thing? I think I asked this last time, but it's
No, it
been
was
2
not a
weeks.
thing.
Was-
It was
yeah.
not a thing last time you came through.
I don't think so, Maggie.
Was the city a thing, and was it abandoned the last time?
Oh, I didn't see the city, but there was no weird, creepy fog.
No weird creepy fog. And no stories about a city that had been abandoned by all of its people.
Stories don't really interest me that much, so I'm probably not the best person to ask.
Okay, that's fair. DM, could we tell roughly how long ago it was abandoned? Was it like ancient ruins? Was it like, a week ago?
It was about 60 plus years.
Okay.
Give or take. Anywhere between 60 and like 150.
And Beldis knows stories that go around the area about what happened to this place decades ago.
Do I?
That sounds like a history check for anyone that would like to recall some knowledge.
Oh, that's a wonderful 9.
That's ooh, a 21.
21, a 9. Anyone else?
7.
All right. Anyone below a 10? Not uncommon story. The reason that this location has been called the Plane of Bones, a lot of people have tried to expand into it and either been eaten by gnolls or not have the ability to sustain a large population. The Bronze Bastion, the Kingdom of Andaland, the Assyrian Empire, all three on various portions of this area have tried to grow their borders and failed. So this is just another example. To those that are 20 or above, while you don't know the name of this city, it does ring a bit of a bell. At one point, the Assyrian Empire, with its twin demigod rulers, had a resurgence of worship. The two demigods once served Anarion, the god who fell long ago. And it was a desperate bid on the Empire's attempt to revitalize belief in the flawed belief that if enough people began to follow and worship this entity, it could potentially bring them back. However, it has been so long since this entity last aided its followers or listened to its clerics that nothing really came of it. It was a large investment of time, resources, and those that believed, but ultimately failed. And cities like this were founded mostly as military garrisons, and then later, as funds began to dwindle and the war with the elves to the south began to pop back up, they kind of trickled away like a ghost town.
So Karis overhearing this would have floated over and provided what knowledge she had, which was that the Assyrian Empire was known for building these towns with these nice cathedrals to their god they were trying to resurrect, but it ultimately failed because of their drained funds and the wars to the south of the elves, and they were abandoned.
No mysterious mist driving them away.
No, that's far more recent.
I did find this, and she pulls out the book, the scary sealed book. I don't know why I can't open it, but I found it in the temple. Perhaps it has something to do with that demigod. Perhaps it doesn't matter, but it was interesting to me that something so clearly
It's very
magically
interesting.
influenced was just there.
It's very interesting to Karis, and you can tell that the fact that it has like this clasp that you can't seem to open on it is just even more interesting to her. So she takes it and she's turning it over which way and that. So I'd like to make an Arcana check on this book.
Sure. Give me a Arcana check.
While Karis is like looking at it, can I look at it with my magic eyes to see if it's magical?
Oh, this is defo magic.
Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah. This is definitely
Magic eyes?
Oh, I have a eyes that I have detect magic at will.
Oh, okay, cool.
magic.
Yeah, and if what kind of school?
Yeah. So it is a mixture of schools because I think that this is a mixture of enchantment and a mixture of divination.
There's it's weird for having a book to have enchantment magic on it. Not so much divination, but weird for enchantment.
I mean, I would say books are enchanting.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like with magic though, like actual magic, like if you like books and are a nerd, sure, but
What would it do
No,
with enchantment?
no. And
what?
there are books that want to be read that no one should ever read. Books that consume.
Okay, that's fair.
And books that entice. So it
I would
could
think
be
if it
an
was
enchantment as simply or as simple as the way that it's closed. Maybe this is an illusion of some sort or a
Do you want me to
trick.
try breaking it open with my tools?
And she just looks at you a second. I don't think that's going to work, but you can try.
I don't know. Did you try opening it, Maggie?
I tried, I couldn't get it open. And I would think if it wanted to entice us to read it, it would, be unlocked.
Not necessarily.
Maybe it's waiting for someone worthy.
Or it wants us to really want it.
Exactly. Like, who knows? Magic's weird.
But I don't have any skills in that area, so there was nothing that I could do.
Karis would offer it to River if they want to try breaking open the thing, but there you go. If you manage to get it open, I'd like it back.
I'd give it a try, but I'm not going to put too much effort into it. Like
River?
just like a hammer and chisel.
I wish you the best of luck.
Uh-huh.
Hammer and chisel away. Do a little bardic inspiration. Step back 20 feet.
All right. Give me a strength check.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not doing like whatchamacallit with it. Steve's tools, just straight up strength.
Yep.
And then bardic inspiration is a D6 for you.
D8.
Ooh, I'm just gonna straight up use it. Hold on, that's 21.
21. So I know you said that you were going to half-heartedly put your energy into this.
I'm strong.
Your tools find no purchase. The lock itself is... You've seen immovable rods before.
Oh.
And no matter how much you pry, pull, attempt to, lubricate the edges, to soften the binding of the book itself, to kind of pull away as pulling the metal itself wasn't working, nothing seems to affect this lock.
It's an immovable lock, like an immovable rod. Maybe it has a keyword or something. And I kind of toss it back to Karis.
I was going to check with our cleric to make sure that it's not evil.
If it is evil, is that such a bad thing?
It could do us harm if it is.
Generally, it indicates a certain level of danger and or ethical quandary
But is it like evil
associated with
selfish
owning it.
But like,
or
there's different
evil
types.
eat you?
There's like different types of evil.
Precisely, which is it may present us an ethical quandary. It may present us actual present danger to ourselves or those around us.
I'm not.
It's unclear.
It's fine.
I just didn't want to get possessed by the book. I don't
Also
know
a
if-
good plan. Very
Yes.
smart idea.
What if the book
Oh.
just reads you? That's an interesting thought.
Painful.
She just thoughtfully looks at it like, huh, that would be neat. But she'd go, oh, if you don't mind, I'll keep an eye on it, especially if it does anything strange, and we can take it to, what was it, Donna here,
Donna here.
and check it over with them.
Yes.
You can get
I
that
think
lock.
I might have something.
If you do get that lock off, though, that metal is fascinating, and I would love to use it in a future project.
And she notes and stuffs the one book away and pulls out her other book. Her spell book looks absolutely catastrophic. It's pinned pages and all of this nonsense and gobbledygook. Multiple pages ripped out of other pages, lots of colored tags, and just it looks like it's been through a war, then some, and then added from multiple sources. But she starts flipping through that while she's gliding on her broom, probably to look for something that would either open the book or also detect something on the book. But so she's going to spend some time maybe reshuffling her prepared spells.
You'll see. I mean, I imagine like a bunch of stuff was burned in the attack or something. I think there was fires and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yep, there were several fires on the carriages and wagons themselves, and then Boren's anvil erupted in flame that I believe one of you or two of you deduced that he had set off himself
All right.
to save the other caravan members.
Gotcha. Rue is kind of like instructing her unseen servant to scrawl on the wall that like sanctuary from the storm is here, but it's like almost halfway finished, and she's like, so should I finish this message or is it not safe here? Still finding that voice.
Which message? Huh?
That people can find sanctuary in this temple, or did we determine that it is not in fact safe here?
I feel like we definitively determined it's not necessarily safe here.
Yeah, considering that though the storm might stop outside the city, it sure does not stop the gnolls. So
You could
shrugs.
say both. Shelter
Yeah.
from the storm, beware the gnolls.
Or you can just cross it off and say, right, never mind.
Well, you heard him, Chef. Do all that.
Like, the city is safe, crossed off in blood. Never mind.
So you're able to leave that sign. Around this time, Boar and Brigitte kind of start motioning the wagons out of the city itself. You go at a half-hurried pace, honestly. A lot more hurried than when you first set off from Oakledge, but not enough so that it is neck-breaking. You are not fleeing from something. You still are keeping up with the Leonin, we'll call him an honor guard, that is kind of watching and protecting you, wielding the banners on the back and the front of your column to kind of stave off the mist itself. About a day passes traveling. You travel through the savannah heading forward. There doesn't seem to be a lot of direction or a lot of landmarks traveling the further you get away from the city itself. As you continue, the lean-in around 8 o'clock at night, right as the sun is cresting, guide you all into a descent, into a kind of a canyon that seems to have been erupted from the plain itself, forming this trench. It's not certain whether it was from erosion from water or, some larger creature pulling the ground up, for all anyone knows. They escort you through this, and as you walk, there are occasional torches set on the limestone walls of this canyon. About one every 400 feet. Just enough that you can see the glint of the next one to get to it. You go throughout the night. It is enough that whoever needs rest can get it, but most of the caravan is running at bare capacity. Bor and Brigitte have taken to handling 2 of the wagons themselves, taking double watches each, so that the guards who had fought and survived can get rest and recuperate. And soon enough, dawn arrives. You're all able to get a long rest, and you are still within the canyon. Is there anything you would like to do with any conversations you'd like to have before you continue to the next day?
At some point that evening, or maybe in the morning when dawn's arising and people are just getting ready, if Maggie finds herself anywhere near Baldus, just in a casual way, I noticed something when we were fighting the gnolls. You did something to make me better than I was.
No. Look at you. You can't improve on this.
I knew that you would say something like that. I've met other people who are like you, who can draw attention, who can make everyone look up to them, no pun intended, respect them. And I haven't met one that wanted everyone to feel good about themselves instead. And you do that. You use that skill to make us feel good about ourselves. Thank you.
1, you're welcome. 2, no, I don't. You're there. It's all there. You're like, hold on, I have a prop for this, and I will reach into my bag and I will kind of shuffle around and pull out that chunk of marble I just grabbed earlier. Here, hold this a second. Go back in there and pull out another one. This is okay. What you got right there, that's a plain old chunk of rock found on the ground, like literally yesterday. This is a chunk of rock I found on the ground a few weeks ago, months. How long have I had this? Never mind. You see, I've done some work on here. I got my little tools here, my little cars, my stones, my files. I've done some work on this here. It's still very much a work in progress. If you squint, you can see where it's actually a skull that's smiling with a rope. It's far from complete.
Oh, okay.
That rock you got right there, can I see that again?
Here you go.
That rock, this slightly formed rock, I have other ones finished elsewhere. They're the same thing. This rock, any statue you see, they all exist. All I did was I took there and I just filed off some of the stones, dusted away some of the things, chiseled away at parts, and just showed what was underneath. If I did anything, I made you stop doubting yourself for a second.
For a second, at least.
For at least 1 second.
That talent.
Now, how you deflected that spear that was thrown at you, I have no idea how that happened. That was amazing. That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, God, however that happened was just great.
That was the coolest I've ever been, and I wish my children had seen it because they would be way less embarrassed of me than they usually are.
First of all, your children are still going to be embarrassed by you. That never changes. Okay,
it's true.
So,
for one shining moment, I might have seen.
For one shining moment, they'd be saying, "Oh, I guess Mom's okay." That would have been. That's all right.
but you helped do that. So thank you.
You're never going to prove that.
I don't have to.
Also true.
All right. So thanks, Pharaoh, for giving all of us a crit. Yay, we all get crits. I
Yay!
also think we all get inspiration.
Oh
What?
goodness.
I'm pretty sure they gave everybody an inspiration too.
Ah, they did.
Yes, with the explicit
Nice.
direction to kick Graham's ass.
Oh god. So
Apologies
that
Thank
is
for
you,
the
Pharaoh.
language.
so that is 6 inspiration for so 1 for each of you. You know,
And a crit.
yep, and a crit. Oh gosh, you know, as if my rolls weren't bad enough this campaign.
Hey, you nixed the metal dice. So
That's true. I have
might
gone with
improve.
the dice that never let me down.
It's true. So as I guess they're resting, they've gone through the night. Karis has arduously gone through and identify, and has prepared an identify with the book, and would take it actually to Donna here so they can do this together, like tag team style. One going in a more arcane route, and Donna here with a more sort of divine route to figure out what exactly this thing is.
And do you have a pearl that costs 100 GP?
Why? Maybe.
Did you buy it with your starting gold?
No, but I have a component pouch gonna be in there.
Nope, because it has a
Damn it.
money value.
Rude. Lame.
I am
But
also
anyway.
very upset.
Because he didn't even tell us that we had to.
Hey, I said
Yes,
you
you
have
did.
I did,
you did.
and I said you have a bunch of gold, spend it how you want.
Yeah, but you specifically, I asked you about components and you did not answer me.
I said components
Fine.
that don't have a monetary
Fine.
value, I will waive.
Very well, but I'm just I guess chilling with Donna here as they maybe use whatever they have.
Yeah, let's see what
Detect
Donna here
magic,
has.
you know.
Highs or lows?
Lows?
Okay. It's a 17. Donna here does not have a pearl on them.
Sad.
Donna here.
Well,
Well, I would love to help you. I truly and honestly would. But, alas, I have no pearls. And if you could find me a pearl, I would be more than happy to cast and discern the truth of these items you wish for a fee.
naturally. Thank you anyway.
Oh.
And she'd put it back in her bag.
Go with the light, child.
Uh-huh. There's some muttering about the inherent classicism in magic and material component costs.
You hear River be
Socialized
like,
magic.
yeah. You hear River be like, yeah, right?
Component costs, what's up with that?
Gotta gatekeep somehow. Otherwise, everyone would be casting Mordenkainen's Mansion every day. Golaneth. That morning, as dawn is kind of arriving, Malinik exits Roswella's tavern, carrying a extra plate of potatoes, bacon, and slabs of ham, and kind of sets it down near you. He has a few cuts and bruises. It looks like a blade narrowly missed getting him deeper. His cheek is kind of cut open and kind of stitched. Poorly. Good morning.
Morning. Good to see you. Live.
I'm quite honestly lucky to be alive. I'm surprised all of you did all right. You went further into the city.
As we do.
Were there more there?
More Knowles? Absolutely. They're not there anymore.
Well, I'm glad someone gave those furry bastards a taste of their own medicine. We got hit hard. we heard the laughter, and then the javelins and the arrows started flying before we could even sound the alarm. 2 of us were dead.
And Bjorn, I had a look around. I looked for you, and couldn't find you. Really glad to see you this morning.
I,
Seems like a lot of senseless death. Kind of hits a little different.
yeah. We lost a lot of good people, and a lot of people were taken.
Anyone you were close to, specifically?
Not specifically for me. I knew one of the guards that got captured. They threw a net around him and kind of tugged him off the wagon he was firing his bow off of. His name was Derek.
Hmm.
Derek Stonesmith. Human. Had the biggest belly laugh ever. Laughed at all of his jokes. Even the ones he told himself.
I chuckle a little. Kind of unforgettable that way.
I'm hoping that are they called a Leonin? I'm hoping that they can help us get those taken back.
I'm hoping they can as well. I'm hoping it's not more of the same. Deceit, treachery. Kind of hard to trust folks nowadays.
It really is. Have you ever dealt with them before?
No, I can't say as I have. Probably why I don't trust them.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Far more than I would like it to.
It's convenient. They showed up to save the day. Know what I mean?
I had questioned that. I mean, if they had gotten here sooner, no one would have gotten hurt, right? And
Right.
suddenly, when we're on the ropes, they swoop in.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Given at that time you and the rest of your party had swooped in.
Well, we swooped out trying to swoop in.
Exactly. There was different swooping going on.
Swoop, there it is.
But I will keep my eye out. If I hear anything.
It's
I will.
almost as if we were taken from the fray that was about to be. But today's not about that. Today's about honoring the memory of your friend and those others that were lost here senselessly. This isn't their fight. So just remember that old guttural belly laugh. And may it bring you cheers till your days are through.
I'll do
I
that.
just take a piece of bacon and
Yeah. He'll give you like a pat on the shoulder, like a reassuring pat. Well, I've got watch. Enjoy the food.
you know where to find me. And if you don't know where to find me, I'm probably hidden somewhere.
Well, you see that caravan that has the eagle emblazoned on it, that's painted onto the side?
I do.
Well, that's where I'll be guarding. So if you ever need me, that's where I will be.
If anything ever happens, that's where I'll be also.
And I'll keep my ears out. You hear an awful lot when you're on patrol or on guard duty. A lot of
Right?
careless humans, elves, dwarves.
You
Forget
said it
people
was
around.
a human that was taken. Did you happen to see any of the other folk that were snatched up by chance? I'd like to maybe visit their friends as well, offer them my condolences.
Oh, I know that there were at least 3 humans. There was 1 elf, 2 half-elves, and I think there were 6 or 7 more. I don't know. They were from the other group. I can look around or I can ask around.
That's fine. I'll take care of it. You've done enough. Um, so go and grieve the loss of your friend. Thank you for the breakfast. And if you need anything on guard duty, just yell. I'll be close by.
Sounds good. Have a good rest of the day.
Is
As
anyone
well.
else nearby on this conversation?
I mean, you can be if you'd like.
Yeah, I think Rue would just, as like kind of like an aside comment, be like, "Yeah, you might not want to go around yelling about hairy bastards as the Leonin are the ones that saved you."
Oh, you noted, noted.
I was about to say, did I say hairy bastard?
No, I think
Oh, okay.
Maledict did.
Oh, okay. I'll roll with it.
Oh, we have a hydrate.
And then I'll hydrate again. And then I'll just say to Rue, pretty sure I said furry bastard.
Yeah, my memory's not great, so yeah, it probably was furry.
And I just kind of slide the eggs over. I was like, you might want to season these and help yourself.
She'll just pop a prestidigitation on the food. Well, actually, she'll just pop a good berry in her mouth and say, I'm actually covered, but thank you."
No, really, could you season it for me then?
"Oh, yes, of course." And she'll prestidigitation all the food in sight to flavor it up.
And then I eat the rest.
And the rest of the day, very much the same. People falling into routine. Um, there are a lot of tears and a lot of grieving, but the caravan moves on. By the end of the day, you exit the canyon and come out into a valley that the canyon seems to split off on either sides, sinking down and forming almost a bit of a pit, as if something large had erupted here long ago and kind of dug into the earth. And from there is a city carved from limestone buildings, water and rivers and waterfalls rolling in across the valley from farther on the savannah, and a massive temple of multi-tiers of a pyramid structure.
I have a quick question.
Of course.
You said this is in the middle of the savannah?
Yes.
Would I know where all this water is coming from?
You could roll me a survival check.
Uh, sure.
Or a perception, I guess. How would you be
I want to know like I'm not like not where, but like how? Like how is this all like I'm not like is this like a natural thing? Is it magical? Like I don't really care where it comes from. I want to know like
just how?
how it's
Sure.
here.
Yeah, roll me perception check then.
Yeah, because if there's like magical stuff that's putting the water here, I want some of it.
It's fair.
As we go about the day, I'd also
Oh
like
no,
to
5.
find and interrogate the other people with missing loved ones.
Sure. The other ones, there are 2 missing dwarves who were both tag-alongs. They were not part of the guards. They were simply 2 dwarves that were married that got captured. Bolin and Bragar.
Okay.
Then the other 2 that were captured were 2 other guards. They were both. One was, let me see.
That's fine. I wanted to do it as we went out throughout the day. We didn't have to do it right now.
That's fair. Yeah. And then one of them, you are aware, was the owner of the Magnificent Goods stores. It was Murgover was missing.
Okay.
But you can definitely do that during the day. River, no idea if it's magical or if it's just natural rivers or if this is the end of the rainy season or what have you.
Can I go up to one of the Leonin then?
Sure. Would you like to go up to one in specific, or
Oh, just a random one. I'm not one who doesn't look super busy, like holding the banner or head person of the pride.
sure?
Uh, hey, so where's all this water coming from?
You do not know.
That yeah, because that's why I'm asking.
Cub, water comes from the sky.
Right, but like why is it so much here? Why isn't it just seeping into the ground? The savannah is a dry place. Like, how is it condensed in this one area?
The gods provide.
Oh, so it's just a magical thing. Like, hey, gods want it and will it. That's why, I guess. I'm not a very religious person, so
Some choose to be scholars. Some choose to be priests. Do you see this sword?
yeah.
I choose to be a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I worry or care about where the water comes from?
Good point. Is there someone who does? It's fine. I'll ask your elders when we go see your elders. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Farewell.
I'm already gone.
Who had the I don't remember who had the deed from the Wainwright Company, or did I have it?
I believe you
Someone.
took it out of the box and then gave the box to Fizzle. Fizzles ran out to lure the mist, came back. I think Fizzle still has the box on them. I don't think anyone has taken that off of them. And one of you has the Wainwright document. I think it was Karis that had it.
Karis might still have all the documents and stuff from the Wainwrights, so
unless someone wanted to specifically hold on to it, I would have just put it in my pack until someone wanted to see it.
yeah.
I guess then Rue would come up to you and be like, there's because we had determined that there was a divination spell on the deed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Rue would come up and be like, can I actually see that Wainwright deed? There's been something that's been kind of chewing at me a bit.
Oh, sure. And she digs in at her side, pulls out the book, and there's a lot of shuffling. And eventually she plucks it out and hands it to you. There you go.
She's actually not even gonna take it from you, but just cast dispel magic on it. And we're like,
Oh, cool.
yeah, all right, that's actually all I wanted to do. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies, and I don't want anybody, I guess, spying on you. So hopefully
Thanks.
this works.
Did it work?
Let me take a look at what level spell this is, and then I'll tell you.
Cool.
When D&D Beyond decides it wants to load.
I mean, you didn't memorize the levels of all your enchantments on these things?
I don't memorize anything ever. All right, I need you to make a spellcasting check. DC 15. No. I believe it is an additional 1 for every level above 4th. So DC 12.
Yeah.
DC 12. Okay. I'll just use the crit. Fuck it, right?
Yeah, sure. You see a red vaporous mist rise out from the writing in the signature and evaporate into the air as your magic cancels it out.
Did
Ominous.
you see? Oh, so yeah, you saw that. Okay, well, I am glad that I did that.
It just rolls that back up and is like, huh, that's interesting. It goes back into the bag.
Yeah, I think
Curious.
we're gonna have to figure out this Wainwright thing, but all right, I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. And she's actually just going to spend some time observing the black book. Is there any writing on the book? Any symbols? Anything embossed on it? It's just a plain black leather.
It is a seamless black leather. There are no crinkles. It is almost imperceivably perfect in how it is made. Is that everything has small flaws. However, the uniform, sleek, glossy blackness of the cover of this book has no writing, no mars, and no
Is it
flaws.
shiny? Is it matte?
Yes.
Is it both?
It's shiny. It's shiny.
It's
sorry,
shiny
sorry.
leather.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a shiny black leather that is perfect.
Yep.
And without any flaw and without any marring of the surface.
Correct.
What about the pages? Are they equally perfect? The pages that can be seen along, the openings of the
They
book.
are equally perfect.
And smooth and,
Yep.
like
They are
perfect
untarnished
cut.
by age, perfectly cut.
Okay.
This is something that, if it hadn't been magic, it would have worn away long ago.
Yeah. And the metal equally is unblemished. It's just straight up a piece of metal that somehow binds the book together in some inconceivable way.
Yep.
Cool. Most of you just see Kara's like turning this book over and over in her hands. It's almost like she's not even looking at the book anymore. It's that the turning it over and just looking at it is almost like part of a meditative exercise that she's thinking about the book. She's floating.
Man, sure would be mean to throw something that can't be opened at a party and just letting them go through an entire campaign trying to open it.
I actually love that.
I had that thought and I was like, no, I can't do that to them. That's too mean.
Sure you can.
The enchantment is the compulsion to open the book.
The unMacGuffinable MacGuffin.
All right, so as the rest of the day, you arrive in the city itself, near the Temple of Kavoth, being escorted by the Leonin. The caravan is kind of put up for the night in a... It looks like a tavern. It feels like a tavern, but it is a little odd in the ways that it's only Leonin there. So all of the seats are crafted for these feline forms, holes in the back of the seats for a tail to go through. Tables that are made out of stone so that nails won't scratch or mar the surface as much. The drinks, mostly just water, occasional milk, but the rooms are these large circular beds in the rooms. And all of the furniture seems to be made to accommodate only medium-sized creatures. The caravan is kind of escorted there and set up. Most people choose to stay in the portable tavern, as it has enough rooms for all of you. Would you choose to stay in the portable tavern, or would you choose to stay in the offered shindigs?
I'm up for a new bed.
Is
I'd like to take him up on the offer for the new shindig.
Is the food better in this new tavern better than what was at the Haughty Elf?
Better than the hotcakes?
No. I didn't have the hotcakes. I had the salad.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It is primarily meat-based. And like a mushroom stew.
Eris seems pretty excited to take them up on the offer and seems to appreciate the tail hole for in the chairs. She finds that very nice. And she comments on it to her cat, Magupliet. How nice that is. It's an off overlooked piece of furniture design.
I'll chill at the Leonin Tavern.
Same.
Same.
I guess same until it's time to bed down.
Okay. As the tavern itself is kind of set up and all of the injured are kind of escorted to lean-in healers, most of them are carried away. Escorted by, I believe, Donna here. And they head to a building that is a little ways away, down a few streets. But the vast majority of you are staying at the tavern, or Roswella has parked her wagon right next to the tavern and has her magnificent mansion cast with that simple tavern door right outside. For anyone that so wishes, most of the children are sleeping in Roswella's as most of their parents are staying with them. And after about an hour, you are all greeted. All of you, Brigitte, Boar, and the remaining leaders of the caravan, as Vindred of Clan Stormroar and 2 of his pride approach. They offer like a very stiff bow. It's not certain if it's a bow or if it's just lowering their broad shoulders to kind of meet your eyes as they speak.
Their eyes.
Yeah. The elders will meet you now. Would you wish to go immediately or upon the morning?
Well, that was faster than expected. I wasn't. I.
If I could prevail upon them to remain awake, I'd see them now.
Like they wish to see us, or we're gonna be dinner, like as in meat.
We are not gnolls, little one. We do not eat those who have the ability to speak or the ability to think.
All creatures have the ability to speak or think, but I'm glad you're not going to eat us. We should be with the elders soon.
They want to see us right now?
They need a reaccounting of what happened.
If you all would like to stay here, I'd surely go on all of our behalf.
No, I'll go. I have a question to ask them about the water.
Very well.
I also have a question to ask.
It is settled then. All of you will come with me, and we will speak with them.
I grab some food from the table and just kind of shove it in my pocket to eat on the way.
You can do so.
Notably, Magoubliette splits off from Karis as they're just walking around, and Magoubliette's just gonna walk around the Leonid encampment and just find out where stuff is. Just be a cat, doing cat things.
I think, you know what? I'm gonna even roll for this. Oh, Magoubliette gets accosted by several cubs who are out playing past their dinner time and is enjoying a warm bowl of milk during the course of this and getting scritches.
Absolutely. They are wearing a very stylish, it looks like a pinafore dress that has flowers all over it. Very much like a prairie woman, but it is this bald sphinx cat with these big blue eyes and this constant sort of disappointed look on its face. So that's for all of you. Notably, Karis's ensemble also mimics the same patterns, but is not a dress at current.
Yeah, so that is what Magoubliette will find out, is they like cats, and also I got a bowl of milk. The rest of you and Brigitte, Boar, Donna here remains with the injured for the night, seemingly more focused on keeping those that were significantly wounded alive. You're escorted to the temple itself. The temple, that pyramid structure, rises far above the city itself. Even from far away, it is like a giant, and the buildings are just around the bottom ring. You are escorted through streets. Leonin are coming out of houses to look at you and watch. Many of them fascinated by the strange creatures that have visited them. About
Fizzle barks.
a few of them, their tail like ruffles up all the way.
Good boy. And how are we escorted? What's the formation that the
So
Leonin have taken?
So Vandred is leading you. He is in. Sorry, Vindred. He's at the lead. Then he has two of his men at arms and his pride around the middle section, and they're just kind of on the left and right wing. So that if someone came from like the outside to try something, that they would be able to intercept. It very much does not give off the feel of like a forced march. It is very much more of a polite leading through a strange city.
I'd like to drop back about 10 foot, 10 foot behind the mass. How do they respond? Do they notice? I'm not trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, one of them notices, doesn't make a note of it.
Okay.
They just kind of offer you a nod and continue watching the crowd that's kind of gathering to watch you all as you're escorted up. And about 25 minutes of walking passes, and you arrive at the gate to this magnificent pyramid. Its opening is this carved limestone with a sun kind of carved into what appears it must have been part of the mountain at some point, and they chiseled away parts of the mountain to get this sandstone entrance. There are gilded golden lion statues at front that are about 8 to 10 feet high, kind of roaring towards the sun, and a spear that is piercing the sun, heading over horizontally over the doorway itself. The pyramid itself is easily 600, 800 feet tall from base to tip. And you're escorted in, and that's where we're going to take our break. So we're going to get some water, everybody. We'll be back shortly. So stay here and get some water. Uh-oh. Oh. All right, we're going.
Dream broken.
Whoops.
Whoops. Uh-oh.
Counting down from
Hi, everybody,
30.
we're back!
Graham broke it.
Disregard. I almost put us to the shards of Anarion screen. I was like, wait a minute, no, that's not where we're going today. Because we are the Anarion's Rest campaign. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful break, got some snacks, and got some water. Our group just entered the Temple of Kavoth at the escort of the Leonin Guard, Vindred, who has escorted them in to meet the elders of the Pride, of several of the Prides. As you enter this large pyramid, you enter into a room that is furnished lavishly. Bookcases upon bookcases form walls that kind of are intricate, interconnecting, forming rooms out of the very library walls as they are. A simple desk greets you at the front, in which a Leonin is currently sitting guard. Beyond the guard is a double set wide of mahogany doors. To the left and the right are alcoves for reading, and beneath you there is a intricate drawing on a green fur rug that extends throughout the base of the floor. It is not Leonin fur. I knew one of you was going to ask. It is simple carpeting.
So
Don't
not
give me
fur,
that
but
look,
fiber,
Bob.
everyone. Just fibers.
Yeah. Derived from reeds or something.
It's not the pelts of their ancestors.
Ugh. Nope.
I mean, that would
That'd
be
be a
kind of
little
cool.
dark.
I have moved you on a page on Roll20 if you would like to take a look at the library itself. Or, not the library, but the pyramid itself, the pyramid floor.
That's pretty.
It is really pretty.
Really pretty.
Sorry, watchers. I would love to show you this. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? on Anarion's Rest layout 2.0.
There does appear to be clipboards and forms to fill out in front of us.
Yes, that is the security guard's office. The Leonin kind of sitting there is dressed in a mix of chainmail and leather. They have a elaborate spear that's its haft is made of this ivory color, and the spear itself is kind of a steel of ridges. It kind of comes out in a V of spiked edges and then a central point, almost like a trident, but at a significantly harsher degree of point. That is kind of nestled right over their shoulder.
Staring at it because it looks cool. I'm studying it.
That's fair. Their fur is this mottled gray, like almost like an elephant's hide color, with bright blue eyes that peek out from beneath the fur. They gaze up at all of you, then turn to Vindred. Are these the ones that they are meeting? Yes, they are meeting. They are needed. The elders have already approved that they will be going in. And the guard will kind of offer a quick nod and motion. Mind your manners. And he eyes each and every one of you and moves to the door, pulls a key that has been kind of nestled under his fur on like a loose chain and unlocks both the doors. He then steps away. The doors are still closed, and he kind of motions for all of you to enter. Brigitte and Boar kind of nervously is like, I'm going to like sit this one out. I don't think that I'm necessarily the talking type. Brigitte is definitely better at it, so I'm like, I'll sit here. Is that all right? Yeah, all right.
okay.
Can I assume they're not letting any physical weapons in to see the elders?
Yeah, you can assume.
Okay. Are they letting Fizzle in?
Yeah, I don't think any of them have ever interacted with a steel golem, so I don't think they would have a reason to not consider it an animal. Or not consider it like...
A dangerous being.
Yeah, they're like, it's a dog. What a strange breed.
Strange thing.
These...
Can I get
Hmm?
Can I get an impression of sort of the overall attitude that they have? Like the sort of, is there tension being held here? Are they truly welcoming? Does it feel like there's some kind of agenda?
Yeah, roll me a perception check, or actually insight, I think would be a better...
8.
8. Everyone is having a great day, and, you know, nothing seems out of the ordinary. If it was Shirley, you would pick up on, like, the tones or their tails. Their tails move a lot. And the only person in this room that you would have a feel of some uncomfortableness is Vindred himself, who last session had told you that he suspects something is up but wouldn't go into further detail.
What you were going to say, me?
Goldeneth might be a little extra shifty, I'm not sure.
That's honestly more info than I expected to get with an 8.
Yeah.
So-
It was all knowledge you already knew.
Yeah. Karis, I guess, will lead the way with a Brigitte, maybe, and sort of open the doors for everybody. If they were allowed to.
Yeah, the guard at the front, weapons down before you go in.
Yeah. Karis doesn't have any, and she's just like, okay.
Yeah, sure. I can always make a new one. Just drop it.
Bort quickly stands up from like where they were sitting, which was like a cushion. It's like, oh, I'll watch on the weapons. It's a great job for me. I've got this. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And Karis is just like, yeah, you got it, man.
Not a fear of crowds, just a fear of, looking dumb. Like,
Also, public speaking isn't for everyone.
aye. And he'll take whatever weapons you give him and just hold on to them.
I guess on the way in, Rue would say to the guards, like, if you tell everybody to be on the best behavior, you're kind of inviting chaos. Just an FYI.
Noted. I will avoid chaos in the future.
As we're making our way in, Beldis has been finishing dinner, and now he's quickly cleaning himself up, getting ready to go on stage. And after Rue says that, walks by the way, I'm Chaos, and continue on in.
Nice.
Beautiful.
They get the joke and they snicker a little bit. This kind of throaty purr mixed with a laugh. Like, I don't think I'm physically capable of making. Unfortunately.
But you should try.
I don't even know how I go
No,
about
I think
it.
it's going to come out more like a croak because even vocal cords just don't work that way.
It's just hairballs.
Oh gosh.
You can never tell with these folks whether they're laughing or about to spit up a hairball. It's just sort of 50-50.
Exactly. Sometimes they
The
do
joke's
both.
good enough, you get both.
Comes out their nose.
Oh. All right. As you enter, actually, I have to add one more person to the board. There we go. As you all enter the room, it is about 25 by 25. You step into almost a sandbar, like a oasis you would find in the desert. It is four sets of consecutive ponds or two sets of consecutive ponds that are kind of these stilled waters that flow from the sides of the very bookcases that form the alcove that surrounds the square of this thing. A simple bridge passes through it to your left and to your right as you immediately enter are two Leonin. One is garbed in these dark blackened leather, their fur a black coal speckled gray from muzzle to paws. They are dressed in a series of functional yet noble-esque leathers, seemingly made of a mixture of hides. On their finger, they have a bejeweled ring that goes from claw to about midway down their index finger of solid gold and emblazoned with diamonds. And one of their teeth is also, it looks like one of their canines at some point must have snapped and was replaced by an all gold tooth. To your right is a pale furred female Leonin. She is dressed in plain white robes emblazoned with gold as accents, almost like a sun, as the rays from the sun come from her chest and spread out to her extremities. She is wearing jewelry that kind of are ear clasps for their pointed ears and a amulet. She does have a weapon on her, which is this bow. The bow itself looks as if it is made of moonlight. It is this luminescent bow that seems to ethereally hover next to her hand, within reach. On the far end are three. Two male Leonin, one with stark white fur dressed in plate mail. The plate mail itself is silver and glistening, with lightning emblazoned on the pauldrons itself. A sword that is more of a khopesh. It's that curved handle and then a circular blade that straightens at the end is sheathed at his hip. To the other male, there is he's wearing chainmail and holds a staff. His fur is traditional golden lion, yellowish gold hues, green eyes, and a fierce beard that kind of falls from his chin. And the last one is a female to the far right who is dressed in plate, just like the before one. Instead of that lightning accents, her armor is a bit darker and is emblazoned with just fire. Her very fingers seem to give off faint traces of embers as she moves, and a great sword rests stabbed into the sand within arm's reach, its blade itself rigid and curved, as if made to cut and drag from people like a chainsaw than an actual blade. As you enter, the four turn to regard you. The one straight north of you, dressed in the simple chainmail and the staff. Greetings, visitors from a far-off land. We have heard of your plight, and I think I speak for all of us. He pointedly looks across the room, his gaze lingering on the Leonin to your left. When I say, we are sorry for your loss. But I suppose introductions are in order. My name is Rielin Sunfur. He motions to the lean in with the bow, who speaks up. My name is Cecindra Starmane. The female with the greatsword. Vadra Ashpaw. A pleasure. To the one with the lightning on their pauldrons. My name is Tetherton Stormroar. And the last one. My name is Ninos. Outlanders. Ninos Moonclaw. It is not often that we see visitors to our country.
Maggie's like looking pointedly at Karis.
Well, given that no one else is going to lead the way, Karis would step forward and offer a simple sort of curtsy bow kind of deal. It's not super deep or anything, but it is something that is respectful. We thank you for your kind thoughts and kind words in the wake of such devastation. My name is Karis Nefsen, and these are my companions, and she'd allow them to introduce themselves.
Every time someone is like, sorry for your loss, this devastation, River gets a very slightly confused look on his face, but shrugs it off after Karis introduces themselves. River. Just River.
I'm Maggie.
Oh, the stone song.
Why is it our caravan was not notified about the that we could have a protective banner against the storm that is rolling through your lands? The
This is
name's
Rue,
Rue.
the inquisitive and straight to the point.
Tetherton Stormroar, this is a freebie. As you mentioned, the banner's kind of grimaces a little bit. And there is a look, a brief look, between him and Vindred.
No answer? Okay, yeah, well.
Well, introductions are not finished, little one.
And Rue just holds her hand out to Golineth.
I just say, Collineth, she may be little, but she's mighty.
I do not doubt. But I think I speak for all of us when I say we did send banners out. What your prides did with them is not our problem, little one.
Who did you give them to when you sent them?
Yeah, there's a lot of people and places out there.
We have given them to many. When he pauses for a second, and
Pauses.
yeah.
Nice.
That's it. Campaign over. No. Yeah, he pauses for a second, and as soon as he kind of pauses, one of the others picks up Cecindra. When your empire arrived in these lands, we gave them banners for their settlements. When the dwarves came wanting to dig and dig, we gave them banners. When those of metal and stone arrived, we gave them banners.
How many banners did you give?
Many, over
But-
generations.
Okay, but like, is many like many usually means like more than 3? Like, is it in the hundreds, dozens, thousands?
Hundreds.
Count on one hand. Hundreds? That's still a lot of people out there.
So you gave it to their leaders. That's who you gave it to. You didn't, put it out to be sold to anyone, but only to the leaders of these people.
We gave it to the leaders. We gave the most recent ones to the Wainwrights to be distributed among caravans. Do they
Oh.
not speak for your people?
Oh dear.
Our peoples are known for having many caravan companies, and not all caravans are of these Wainwrights. But that's very interesting.
Leaders can be very greedy, so this doesn't always surprise me.
Your prides do not speak together?
Oh, people are assholes.
It's a little more complicated than that, unfortunately.
This loyalty, this pride that you got here going on, it's special. Not everybody has that. And to assume so is kind of naive, quite honestly. And I say that as a naive person.
The lean in with the great sword and the
Harrison just gives you a look like, maybe don't.
and the smoldering fingers.
There we are.
I don't notice.
If you were injured, then that was because you were weak. Why should we have to help those who, like a mewling cub, prowl through the lands, attracting danger because they cannot keep quiet? Yet here we are, assisting you, and we are naive?
Is
like
this-
My
we
friend
said,
is not exactly practiced in diplomacy and did not mean any insults with their words. However, we are very appreciative of your help thus far, but we're concerned for the safety of many caravans and even of your people. These storms are strange, and there's no promise that they will remain confined here. And to expect your people to defend us from these storms and these knolls is a bit unfair to you. Is it not?
It is as you say.
So we are more interested in understanding what this threat is, what these banners provide perhaps, and whether or not that maybe we could help you in return, as well as find our stolen people. There were a number of folks who were dragged off in the carnage and are not confirmed dead.
River also has a very thoughtful look on his face. Can other people make these banners? Then you don't have to worry about distributing.
It is a gift from the gods. They gave us the power to turn away the storms, to send the cursed magics, and the... We do not have a word for it. To send it away.
Gift
For-
from the gods still is magic, so I see no reason why other people can't learn and worship and get gifts from the gods.
Your gods are not the true gods.
Oh,
Would you instead
And
perhaps
yours are?
she talks over some of you? would you consider allowing some of us to observe the creation of one of these banners? And she would gesture to herself, to Maggie, to Rue, particularly. Simply to understand. Because even if we cannot recreate them, there might be something close that our peoples would be able to make and not leave the burden completely unto you.
Also, people can convert.
Well,
But really,
I've-
stop.
I've actually got a couple of questions on this whole banner. So if you have this warding thing, it seems like you could make a lot of coin if you would just ferry people back and forth, but you're not doing that. Or you could set up markers with the banners instead of distribute them, but you haven't done that either. So what exactly are you doing?
We do not have need for coin. We follow the will of the gods and of the world itself. Our people have been here since the beginning. When with the first roar, the sun and moon and the other suns arose.
Helena turns around and walks out.
I didn't sign up to attend your sermon.
I do yawn. What I was actually doing, I
Oh, yeah.
was actually yawning.
We do not sell our gifts. We are not greedy and do not want. We do not have the sickness that those who have tried to live here in the past have.
Well, I mean, you could offer your services for free, and your man over here has a gold tooth, so I think there's a little bit of greed going on. And by the way, gold is a very soft metal, so if you're eating, it's just gonna snap right off. So you gotta watch out for that.
You hear Galvaneth yell in, "Preach!"
The one with the gold tooth kind of growls a little bit at that and offers a lazy shrug. It is not anything unexpected from your kind to criticize our way of living. And the chainmail wearing Lenin speaks up and kind of cuts him off. We could make you banners, but the rituals take time and energy. And you are strangers in our land, not friends, not allies. I will offer you a deal. And he looks to all four. And each one of the elders may ask a favor. If you assist us, we will supply you with a banner, and we will let you watch the ritual. Until then, you may stay here safe, out of harm, and we will protect you. That is a
What-
better deal than most.
We can't tell until you ask us what you want us to do or what you want from us. We can't tell what kind of deal it is if you don't tell us the deal.
Also, I can't really, we just want to get through the plane of bones. Honestly, do we need a banner? Can't you
I
just
want-
walk us back? I don't plan on going back across the plane, but other than what the caravan does, isn't
But-
a problem.
But all those other people being hauled away to their death, I mean, everyone who comes through this plane of bones is going to have that happen to them if we can't figure out how to supply them with banners too.
Why is that our problem?
Because we have hearts.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Yeah, I would say if you know how to make these things, you have a duty to be the light in the darkness. You can't just leave people out there to die.
Karis is just sort of staring out into the distance, a
Uh,
little dissociating, honestly, as she's listening to this.
Beldis, you looked like you wanted to say something.
Notice did. He's kind of biting his tongue.
I would like to be surveying all of the exits at the same time and would like to be checking out what books and literature they have in the library.
Sure.
Also calculating the distance to everybody to get back to their weapons, and also anyone that knew me would know that I was calculating the odds of our survival.
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
Oh, well, that's going to be 24.
24. It is about 15 feet from the doors they entered to get to their weapons, where Boar is currently holding them. On the bookshelves themselves, there are books written in a significant amount of languages. Most of them are very well kept. Several in Elven, several in Common, several in Dwarven. It looks, just from a brief glance, there are books that have not been written for hundreds of years that seem to have probably been given to these Leonin by the various empires when they first started expanding, and they have been kept.
Okay. Would I think that the Leonids were smart enough to know and understand all of these languages, or is it just...
Yeah, I'll give this one to you for free. They probably understand all of these languages, or at least maybe not all of them, but some of them do.
Okay.
They are equivalently probably equal to any race that you're going to find outside, or any civilization you're going to find outside of the City of Plains, or the Plain of Bones. The City of
Okay.
Plains!
Cool. All right. Then I'm just going to go back and hang out with Vor, keep the rest of the party in sight.
Public talking. Yeah? Not for you?
No, definitely not. All that mumbo jumbo they're talking about in there, and I was just going to end up getting us in trouble. And quite frankly, I don't think we can handle it. So I'm just going to stay out here, keep my cool, keep all of our heads safely on our shoulders. They're much wiser and much more able to handle these situations than I am.
Oh, get that? Yeah. Show me someone to punch and I'll punch him.
Pick
Show me someone
any
to
one
talk
of the
to
furry,
and I'll punch him.
pick any one of the furry bastards, except for Maggie.
Furry too.
No Maggie punching.
I mean, I've seen several of them in a fight. I could take probably exactly one.
Do seem kind of tough, don't they?
Yeah, I watched that thing when you hit something with another thing, and then it sparks and glows, and there's like a boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them did that. I'd like to learn how to do that one day.
Ask them. Try the one with the gold tooth.
Oh, there's one with a gold tooth.
Yeah.
Ah,
Think I could steal it?
10 gold says you can't.
I'll bet you the gold tooth for it.
Dale.
All right, then. I love a challenge.
Back inside the chamber, the 5 individuals speak up in turn. Ninos. I do not believe there is anything you can assist me with, Outlanders. You are a pestilence. Always causing problems. I do not see a need for me to bother. Bother the others. I have work to do, and my people need me. And
Thank you for your dedication to your people.
More
he,
power to you, Moonclaw.
he gives a slight bow, and he heads the far exit away from all of you.
Have fun.
Tethaton, Stormroar, the one dressed in the plate. I believe that I have a job for someone of your talents. I would like to speak about it later. Perhaps in the morning. You look tired, weary, hungry perhaps. I don't understand the facial expressions most of you make.
You
How-
elaborate on talents, fighting talents, smarty talents, building talents?
Build. Do you wish to meet our builders?
No. But can you elaborate on what kind of talents you need? Do you need us to fight something? You need to research something? Karis is really good at researching.
We will talk later. I will find you in the morning.
Can I get a sense of why he might not want to say anything in front of the other folks?
Yeah, roll an insight check. If you would like, anyone can roll an insight check that's sitting there.
I was about to say,
19.
I'm not in the room.
19?
19.
Where is it?
What is-
24.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah, same as him.
15 or higher.
22.
All right, 15 or higher, and you would get these. Those of you that spoke with Vindred yesterday got the indication that the Knoll attacks were preventable, and that they feared something or someone was manipulating the Knolls into attacking. That was clearly far more organized than what they had traditionally seen. Tethaton is Tethaton Stormroar, and Vindred reports directly to them and is part of their pride. It is entirely plausible that he is not saying anything because he suspects one of the other lords of this pride, one of the other elders, may have a hand in it, and is trying to arrange a meeting where they can limit who knows what.
Figures I'm not in the room.
What? I guess before coming in, would we know what god they are following, or is this a question that I should open up to the room?
Roll me a religion check.
That's a 13.
All right. So, you suspect that they worship Nobanian, also known as the King of Beasts, Lord Fireman, or the quote-unquote Lion King. They are a primal spirit and worshipped as a deity of royalty. Typically a good deity that is often related as an exarch of Sylvanas. So, a more primal nature-related god itself. But generally good. Generally, probably chaotic good if you're considering it on an alignment basis.
Gotcha. Cool.
Let's see. Vadra Ashpaw steps forward, lifting her greatsword from the sand and kind of dragging it behind her as she walks towards all of you. I will give my approval if On the morrow, some of you spar and train with my warriors.
Yeah, sure.
She offers a nod and leaves the room, leaving 3. Starmane has not said anything this entire time, except for her greeting. She finally speaks up. If you would fetch regents for my clerics, I will assist however I can. The ritual is costly, and materials must be gained. I do not have the acolytes needed to fetch them, as they are tending to your wounded. What I need is a flower that grows on the cavern wall near the water. It glows like fire and has 4 petals. It is called Fireglow.
I'm
Is
sorry,
it
Graham.
magical?
Which elder was saying this one?
This is
Starscream, Starshine.
Sissindra
Starmane.
Starmane.
It's
Starmane.
Starmane.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be funny that
Hey,
time.
all good. Yeah, I always remember their last names and I never remember their first names. And I'm like, oh no.
What
Oh
was
yeah, I've been remembering their clan names this whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
what was the flower called?
It was called
Fire glow.
Fire glow.
Fire glow.
And
I was so tempted to be like, why is it called that?
Yeah.
I missed where it's located.
It is by the river near that canyon wall.
Thank you.
Is this flower magical? I'm asking.
It is magical. It can be used for potions. Potions to resist the sun and the heat that it brings. It also is used to burn away the corruption of the mist itself.
Interesting.
We could certainly fetch that.
My thanks, Outlanders. And she will exit the room, leaving the last 2. Rial and Sunfur. Oh, no, I think everyone else is left. I think it's just Rialand left, who is standing in front of you still. You have my approval no matter what. I am sorry for my brethren's manners. It has been a while since we've had Outlanders, or any interaction outside of Knowles. The great Loxodon herd, the Minotaurs, the Centaurs, the Lizard Folk, the Rite of Beasts approaches on the horizon, where we will all meet to discuss the mists, the knolls. However, the Pride and the Elders, we are not united. We cannot agree if the knolls can be redeemed, or what the mist is. We know how to prevent it, but we cannot stop it. We have lost temples to the mist as well. Our wards are a temporary solution. One that one day will not exist. When the dry heat from the sun washes away the plants and the growth for a season or two, what will we do when we cannot make more banners? I do not know what prompted all of you to come. Surely there were warnings?
Unfortunately not. But it does sound as though coincidence, or if you believe in it, something greater, has brought us to this place. And I think that your people certainly need someone to find this source, to understand what's going on, so that you all can make decisions that need to be made. Because I've only been in war councils a few times, but to go into a place with many peoples without presenting a united front of your own is never a good idea.
We are of like mind. Do any of you have questions I can answer?
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh no.
I asked one of your people, they didn't really have the answer, but like, the savannah is a very dry place. Where's all this water coming from? There's a lot of water here.
Within the canyon walls, it is said that there are tunnels that go deep beneath the earth.
Underground? Like underground rivers?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like God put a one of your God put like a stone somewhere and it's just bubbling up water or anything. It's just underwater tunnels.
Well, I would be lying if I said there was no small amount of magic. We have crafted idols to our god that draw the water up.
But the water
And
itself is not magical.
The water itself is, well, out here I would
Oh,
suppose it is magical.
okay, but like the water isn't appearing out of magical nowhereness.
No.
Okay.
and which
Thank you.
god might that be, perhaps?
We worship Nobanian, the great lion.
There's a mutter of which I'm sure nobody saw coming.
Oh
You'll have also noticed that Karis's tail probably moves more like the Leonid's than anything else. So she has similar expressions with her tail, such that when River was making their very ill-conceived comments, it was lashing side to side agitatedly. But that's it.
You might have a poker face, but you don't have a poker tail. I have strange question that is probably unimportant, but I just want it. How are your bees?
Well and plentiful. Would you
And
like to take a look?
yeah, yes, I would. I would love to look at your bees. I would like to. And did they get more recently or just the same amount of plentiful as always?
I would have to speak with our keeper of the bees.
I would love it if I could talk to about the bees. I would love that. If I
I will
could.
send for them to fetch you. And your name?
Maggie, I'm Maggie. My name's Maggie. Maggie.
Maggie. Of what pride?
Pride. I'm of the simple folk. I just, I come from a place called B Town. We're not very creative when we name things.
Maggie
B-Town?
B-Town. They will fetch you in the morning.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And the elder kind of stands up for a second and claps his paws, which doesn't give you a audible sound like that. It is like smushing two cushions together. And the guard who had been at the entrance walks in, and quickly he mutters orders to him that he has discussed with all of you, and sends him out on his way, probably to fetch all of these people and give them a heads up. Is there anything else I can do for you?
One simple question. Have these troubles gone as far north as the Crystal Caverns to your awareness?
As far as I know, they have not.
Splendid.
We gave them banners many seasons ago, long before I was a cub. At least a few of these were taken back to the caverns.
Excellent. Thank you.
May I ask a favor of all of you? When you do leave, may I send one of my guard along with you? We have been long unattached from that which is going on.
Is it up to the caravan leader whether they charge you for traveling with the caravan? But it'd be we all had to pay.
Yeah,
Isn't there
Brigitte
like
is like,
another
yeah,
caravan person here?
yeah, Brigitte has been quiet because just like her brother is not good at talking, and it's just like, well, I can talk like this, and we can talk it over, how about the two of us go talk it out right now? Maybe, over there, and they'll kind of walk out of the room back the way the other elders took to drop like whatever paperwork or whatever nonsense Brigitte, who just runs the guards, is going to negotiate.
I'm
As
pretty sure she's
Murgover
going to
is
say
kidnapped.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need an insight check that Brigitte is going to say yes to whatever offer they make, probably.
Yeah, she's
I
probably like,
replied.
wait, we get a lead-in? Hell yeah.
Like double
we'll take
thumbs
him
up.
on for free.
Yeah.
They're boss. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Like, they're cool, man.
Uh,
We'll still just take that on. We'll take that hit.
I guess, do you have a direction to point us into if we're gonna take care of this problem for you, or we're just roaming around in the plane of bones?
I was actually going to ask any materials you might have, books, knowledge, anything that you've gathered on the mists, the gnolls, the situation at large that you could provide.
Roll persuasion check.
Alrighty. That is a 13.
13. We have books here. And while I do not have the information you seek out who would be the best? Speak with our seer, Scorchfur.
Very
He is
well.
oft at the temple.
Noted. Thank you.
one last thing. He reaches into the water at his feet, much like a cat looking to pluck out a fish. And there are fish in here. And his hand kind of curls around something and he pulls it out of the waters itself. Will one of you roll me a D100?
I got you. 43.
43. And in his paw is a clamshell. The gods told me you needed an item.
We do.
What will you give in exchange?
A moment. And I'm gonna first dig through her things. So there's notable things that come out. She considers them, puts them back.
What do you like?
That would help.
Things not available here.
How big is this cat?
He's a
In terms-
medium-sized creature, but about 6-7 feet tall. About 260.
Oh, no, that won't fit you. No, that won't fit you. Never mind.
Well, if you're talking about not available here, I have a number of pieces of knowledge that one could only acquire from very particular places that I would be willing to share.
I can also make something for you if you want. I am a very skilled craftsperson.
Oh, and I have this, and she pulls out the small ruby ring.
He'll take the ring and offer a nod to River. I do have an idea that if you could work on it, perhaps we will talk more tomorrow.
So let me know the medium.
I will do so. And he hands you over the clamshell. It's still sealed.
Thank you.
And I lead over to Karis. If I need that later, can I borrow it?
Well, perhaps we'll negotiate. We'll talk it over.
That's fine.
Gotta
It's not like it's consumed during the spell or anything.
Sure.
Unless
Is
you plan
it?
on eating it.
Is it?
It's not.
She's trying to remember if it's consumed during the spell or not.
It's not.
It's
No.
not? It's not?
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Good. Okay, good. Then yeah, sure. Regional variance. She mutters some more.
I think Rue is going to leave the room and subtly try to cast a sending spell
Okay. Who are you sending?
to Ninos Moonclaw.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Great
25 words.
Say, Ninos, this is Nobanyan, your deity. I am tasking you to ferry the weak across the plane of bones. Do this for me until I say.
Roll persuasion check at disadvantage.
Come on.
Better hope no Banyan doesn't hear about you in person.
Disadvantage or
Yep, there is a very specific reason.
I mean, it's not gonna be great. Hold on, let me look at my persuade. Well,
As I'm, like, rolling
it's
insight.
a 7 or a 22.
You know, we'll take that 7.
Wait. Oh, you used your crit. Did you have inspiration?
Oh,
I do have inspiration.
I will let you
Probably not gonna
cancel
make it big
out.
enough.
What was your first roll? Was it 7 or the 20?
It was 19 straight with So it'd have been 23.
Okay.
That's my check.
We'll mark that inspiration down. We'll let it roll.
Woo!
Gosh. Now I have to roll. Okay. No, Benyon. You have never deigned to speak to me before. What do these outlanders, these weak, need from your humble servant?
So just breathe deeply and just reply back. Protection.
Protection? Surely there is a easier way.
No response.
Totally not because you ran out of spell slots.
Exactly. God just got bored.
Absolutely not.
Gods don't need to give you an answer.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. So, what is Goldeneth doing?
I'm just out there in the library checking out the books,
Okay.
seeing if there's anything worth putting in my pockets.
Sure. You rolled really high on perception. There is a book on poisoning and antidotes.
I would like to make that my own.
All right. Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or?
Well, everybody, all of the other well, no, the guard's still in there, isn't there? Isn't he?
Vindred is still there. The other guard has left.
He's not going to risk it.
Okay.
I'm buying new dice.
All
Do
right.
you have a crit or an inspiration still?
I mean, you all still have a crits, I think.
I'm a hold on to it. That's
But,
fine.
one of these days someone's gonna hit me with the crits, and
You do have one from last session.
I do, but I'm saving it. I'm saving it for that nice cinematic hit.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the book.
Okay. What is your stealth with the crit? Or are you not
28.
using 28? I'm not even gonna roll because there's no way this guy's perception is gonna get that. You feel very unnoticed as you kind of take the book and stuff it away. It is written in Elvish.
I just so happen to speak that.
All right. Group in the room. You are now alone. Brigitte has left with Sunfur, Rielon, and the 5 of you are standing there.
You got a crit, by the way.
Yeah, Graham, you got a second crit from Jeremy.
Oh,
What's he
Jeremy! Oh, marry me.
Well, it seems we have a full docket and a few things to work on. She is eyeing her clan very delightedly. She's like, she is definitely going to be using that pearl to be examining her book and is looking forward to the next day.
Have you opened the clam yet?
I have not opened it yet, but I probably will.
You're assuming there's a pearl.
I am, but there might be something different in it, and she's not exactly that bothered. That's fine.
They didn't really give us an order on what we're going to do things on.
Well, we agreed some of us are going to go spar with Ashpaw. I would assume that's early in the morning.
Yep. Gibbs.
And I technically don't know about any of this.
Wait, where'd Goldeneth go? When did
I
they
think-
leave?
Early.
Honestly, I was still sort of reeling, so I'm not sure. We should
Wait, reeling
maybe
from
let's just
what?
go out. Let's
Wait.
go ahead and head out. Maybe
Reeling
we'll
from
see him on the
what?
way out.
Let's
What are
go
you talking
talk amongst ourselves and out of there. You know.
Exactly. We'll go and we'll talk.
Sure.
Have you really been on war councils?
Peripherally, on occasion. Tribunals are kind of like councils, right? And she just like makes an exit.
What was it? What are like councils? What did you say?
Tribunals.
Maggie's just sitting there going,
Okay,
You know.
that's a,
all right, out of the pyramid we go.
Yep.
All right,
Which
where are you
one
headed
was the
to?
one? Which one was the one with the gold tooth?
Ninos. That was also
Ninos
the
and then
one that
Claw.
Rue sent a sending spell to.
Yeah. Also the one we
Oh,
impersonated Nobanian to. Mm-hmm.
Well, when you say we,
The collective we.
We're definitely a collective we at this point. I don't think anyone's disassociating anyone here.
We are all the
For better or
same to
for
him.
worse, or else Karis would have absolutely just went, I am not associated with any of these people, nor their opinions of the Leonids.
As soon as I see the party, I'm just going to ask them what all went on after I left, and then I'm just going to say when they started talking about the first roars and the suns and all this, I couldn't take it. I had to leave. I went and hung out with Boar for a little bit. You'll never believe, but once you get through like that gruff layer, hey, that guy's all right. He definitely isn't a Boar.
Noted. So she's like, so here's,
thanks,
I
man.
guess,
I mean, I can still hear you over here. I appreciate that.
Oh, well, I've got one more for you, Boar. What do you call a magician who's incredibly good at cooking? A sorcerer.
no.
Wait,
Oh.
I thought they were just named Brew.
oh,
yeah.
oh God, is this what it sounds like? Feels like when I do that to people? Oh, that's horrible.
Did you feel that? Did you feel that right here?
I did. That's. Oh, I'm a terrible person for doing that. Oh,
Oh,
Psychic
I've got
damage.
One. What?
We've all learned something here today.
I want to hear his joke.
What do you call the little key thingy that is on a chest? A chest of weapons. A warlock. Thought of that myself.
Dog.
Nice.
That's awesome, Boar. And that's awesome, doggy.
that was beautiful.
So she'd give, I guess, the brief rundown of, so we have a deal. It's the outskirts of that deal. We're going to do some tasks. She lists out the tasks. So she talks about the sparring with Ashpaw in the morning. You want to go chill and learn some cool stuff from the Leonids. It's probably a cool thing to do. Helping the acolytes, Starmane's acolytes, collect that fire glow stuff from the canyon near
Flower
the river.
picking.
Yeah,
Flower
exactly. Flower picking, which I absolutely
here for
love
that.
to do.
I'm
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 totally
sure it's a
not.
very safe area and there's nothing that would get in our way.
I'm always up for knowledge and I'm always up for an adventure, but just fighting for no reason seems like a waste.
Well, fighting to learn is a thing. But anyway, there's also this unknown task that Stormroar neglected to go into too much detail on, but he's going to fill us in the morning as well.
I've got a task of my own. Apparently, I've been tasked to retrieve a gold tooth.
Where are you gonna find a gold?
What?
Oh.
Wait, what?
I'll bet him
Oh,
10
no.
gold.
Please tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking.
Oh, wait, the
Oh, no.
Leonin.
Please don't. Please.
Can I go up to what was the other guy's name that bet him?
Boar.
Or, yeah.
Wait, Boar or the Leonin?
No,
Boar
the one
is
that
the one that
Boar.
bet me.
So yeah, Boar, who's the Goliath, who's with you?
Boar. I want to go up to Boar. I bet 10 gold he's gonna lose a finger.
I'll also take that bet.
Did I hear that?
Yeah.
I wasn't
he's
quiet.
not stealthy.
Sure did.
And I'll be.
Meanwhile,
I'll take
Karis
that.
has approached you, Golineth, and is like, please reconsider, because we
Roll for
Or
persuasion.
she's going to like give you the rundown of like how diplomacy works, probably in really pleading tone. She looks very cute. She's got big eyes, but she is going like, please don't.
Okay, that tooth is safe for now.
Oh, damn.
Rue
At least I keep
have
my
And
gold.
she does roll a 17 plus I think 5, so it's like a 22. Like she turned on like the glimmering, like moe eyes. Like she's got the whole little anime girl thing going. Like
Yeah, you got me. You got me. And I'm just, I'm such a sucker.
Fine. Bets are off for now.
Oh, no. They're still on. For now.
Okay.
That tooth will be mine.
Exactly. She really just negotiated for like not until like right before we leave,
Okay.
so that like we can make an escape.
I'm thinking after the banner.
You'd
it's
consider
on.
timing here.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
I just look at River. I'm like, after the banner, after we finish this, I'm doing it.
Rue will
So we-
like rock back and forth between her like heels and balls on her feet and be like, yeah, I heard Ninos is actually he's turning over a new leaf and he's gonna go help people cross the plane of bones.
Oh, he is.
And what makes you think that?
Indeed.
Oh, I overheard him talking about it, actually.
How did you overhear?
He left pretty early. He more or less implied we're dirt, which is fine. I don't really care what he thinks, but
She'll
He did
just
what?
Whistle and start walking away.
He did what?
Well, there was definitely insults, more or less thrown by everyone involved. It wasn't the
Nolan
greatest
just looks-
diplomatic
Looks at
exchange.
Karis and it's
Well,
like,
you
and I'm
were-
waiting for what?
you were doing fine, Karis.
And she notably just stares at you with the implication of, and you were not. Like, it just says it on her face.
Oh, I totally do not deny this.
I pull some popcorn out of my cloak.
And also Maggie was really nice too.
Yes.
It was
Thank
basically
you,
me and
Maggie.
Rue being rude, which is makes plenty of sense. We didn't grow up in the nicest place, but it's fine.
Also fine and also understandable, but there's a time and a place for everything. And sometimes in the middle of a council of clan heads that are definitely pretty powerful in the middle of their city, it's maybe not the time for it. Just
Sure.
a suggestion, just an advice. It
Ooh,
leads to
suggest-
long life. Just putting that out there.
Hey, I will say I was not being rude. I was actually being prudent, but
You were, but there was definitely a, what do you call it? We'll call it tact. There was some frills you could have put on it that were not there, but that's really just semantics at this point.
You can't
wouldn't
tell
worry.
us we were incorrect though, because they were kind of disassociated from the rest of the world. Like,
They were, which
I will give
I
you-
am.
yeah, we weren't tactful.
Or is the rest
I-
of the world
I just wanna point
disassociated
it-
from them?
I'm just going to
It-
point at Rue and be like, they called her a little one
Repeatedly. It was
Thank
rude.
you.
repeatedly. And I'm like,
Listen.
she is one
I
of
thought
the
they
were talking
biggest
to me.
people I know. And I don't even really know her.
I dress wounds and I dress plates. I do not mince words, and that's just me.
That's fair.
I think that Rue's passion was warranted. They have the ability to stop people from getting slaughtered, and they are stingy with it. I don't know what the outside.
Still better than the Assyrian Empire.
I will
quite
disagree
frankly.
with that statement to an extent. If they passed out banners to the Wainwrights and the Wainwrights did not distribute from there, I think the problem actually goes to the
Wait.
Wainwrights in that scenario.
So
Wait,
much
hold on.
blame
They-
to the Wainwrights for sure.
But
there
they
were
also, we don't know
banners?
how long ago they distributed them either.
Even then, they've continued to distribute them. And they've
Well, that's
continued to
true.
help.
But also, the world is much bigger than their home.
Well, absolutely. But
Like, I'm not
you
saying
can
what
hardly
they
expect
said are,
everyone to be worldly.
everyone
What?
is, in this case, everyone is to blame, in my opinion.
What happened to the banners?
I don't know.
Well, the banners got passed out to various people, and Karis would basically rattle off, tit for tat of. So they gave out banners over time, lots of them, around hundreds, to various groups, various peoples. They've
And
been
these
sort of
folks
scattered.
didn't get one?
We are going to get one as part of the deal, which she explained before. And we even get to watch it being made so that we can make more potentially. So all that good stuff.
Sounds like it's a divine blessing, though, so I don't know how successful we're going to be, but maybe we can replicate it. I don't know.
If we know what they're doing with the magic, we might be able to create something with other magics that mimics the same effect. There's lots of different ways to skin a cat, more or less.
Has anyone
Is what I
stopped
said.
to think? And that was funny,
Ah.
by the way. Has anyone stopped
Is-
to think that we might be being set up?
Honestly, I don't really care as long as we get the hell out of here.
Set up for what?
Yeah, but what if we don't get the hell out of here because we can't get the hell out of here?
Everybody dies eventually. It's fine.
Okay.
To be fair, there is nothing thus far that has ever proven the Leonid to be the sorts to engage in such activities.
I
They
mean,
aren't the
don't-
Assyrian Empire, as I will state again.
I know, but don't call me a conspiracy nut, but it's just weird that everything seems to happen. You know what I mean? It's like we're over here, the Knolls happen over here, and then just in the nick of the time,
They did
here's
say,
the Leonid.
oh, maybe you didn't hear, but as I was talking with Vinder, or sorry, she knows his name, I don't. I wrote it
Vindrin.
down.
Kindred.
Endrin.
Yes. So when I was speaking with him when he first showed up, he'd been hunting those gnolls across the plains. I had been tracking them and had just caught up.
Yeah, I just don't
Presumably
believe
because
it.
they stopped to try and murder us. But it wasn't that they swooped in at the nick of time, I suspect. Especially since at the time, he did not seem false in any way. And at that point, I was much, much more suspicious, as you are now. It's not a bad thing to be.
Well, I mean, Galaneth may be onto something. These Leonin just happen to have a ward against this specific evil. Like, do we know if there was a lot of trial and error? They just said that God brought it down to them. That does
They've
seem.
said that this is a persistent problem. And I'm not saying we aren't being used to their ends, because we certainly are.
Yes.
It's to their advantage that we find out whatever the source is. And they've been very clear about that. Sunford literally just said it.
All they've
That-
effectively asked us for at this point is to go pick a flower.
Some of them, yeah,
Pick
really.
a flower,
The most
train
to
their
spar with their
people.
warriors and pick a flower.
No,
Oh,
not
spar
train the
with their
people.
warriors, that's-
Just spar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wait, why would they want to spar with us unless they were intent on learning our ways?
it's obvious,
Perhaps
isn't it?
it's an offer for them to learn about us.
Exactly.
We
Take
are.
the knowledge of how we operate and use it against us.
For what purpose? They live out in the middle of nowhere. They don't.
Maybe they don't want to
care
live
about
here anymore.
the entire world.
If they didn't
care
care
about the
about us,
grain
they
of
wouldn't be
bone.
calling Rue little one. They
Golaneth.
obviously care.
Golaneth. The
They're
way they
7
talk
feet
about us
tall.
with their they're very prideful and arrogant. They don't care that much.
I don't know. I think they put a show of not caring, and yet here they are having us do all of these things with and for them. I don't think they care as little as they want to seem like they care.
And if they don't care, why are they chasing the?
They care, but these people are insular. They build communities by building loyalty. They're trying to get a sense of us to know if we're worth accepting, worth being allies with. They're extending hands to try and see how we prove ourselves to them, what our mettle is. Are we to be lumped in with gnolls, or are we to be their allies? They don't know any more than we do. And much of this is that kind of thing. They are offering a handout, giving us a chance to
Did we ever
choose.
ask ourselves if we wanted to be their allies? This is just all too convenient that they've presented themselves as our only option.
We aren't. We can leave whenever we want.
And
Yeah,
get
We don't
eaten by
have to
gnolls.
do any of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Would
not
you
worried about
like
the
a banner so I
gnolls.
can get home in one piece.
Yes.
Can
Well,
we?
Gnolls. It's
Well,
this-
we have
the
agreed on that. We're
list.
going to get the banner, but I'm worried about the what after, to what end. So
To what
I guess we just
end?
focus on
To
the banner and we
retrieve
play
our
it as it
people.
goes.
This is literally
to-
just a mean to an end. We want to get out of here, literally is what it is. And unless we want to get eaten, well, I don't really, like I just said, I don't care about gnolls. But if we want to get consumed by this dust cloud thing, we don't got much of a choice. Because
I'm cool with the banner. I just think that there's something else beneath this. All we have is
Exactly,
the facts
which is
of the
why
surface.
we're doing this. I at least, let me be clear, I want to know what exactly is going on here. That mist is not natural.
See, I'm
These
down for the
gnolls
mystery.
acting in this way is not natural.
I'm
That
down
is
for
a
the mystery,
danger
so I
to
got
all
your
kinds
back.
of things.
Wait,
got
did you
your
just
back,
say
but-
mystery?
Ah!
Hey,
Oh God, it hurts again.
I didn't make the joke. Golaneth did.
But yes, I am here
How long have we
to
been together?
discover.
It's what I do.
Like a couple weeks.
I
Right.
am here to discover something.
I mean, I
I
guess
know.
As am I. But at this, I
Rue,
got you. I'm behind you 100%.
Just want to get to the Crystal Caverns.
Exactly. Some people want to get to where they're going, and this is the most expedient route
I
at
know.
the current moment. If that changes, perhaps we'll change our tune.
I know a little bit about insular communities and communities that are very interested in knowing who's an outsider and who's an insider and who's worthy of redemption and who isn't worthy of redemption. I think knowing that they are a means to an end and that we don't truly have the ability to trust them because they will always put their interests first, and yet proceeding because they are the only tool we have right now to get past the plane of bones, is the only wise way to move forward.
Hubers.
Too right.
See, I just think we're being taken advantage like a kid outside a club, and you're just like, hey, help me load this stuff inside and I'll get you in. Either way, it works. Means to an end. I'm going for it.
I'm cool with getting the banner, but let's all just keep our heads on our shoulders and don't fall into their charm.
What charm?
I
Exactly.
guess, should we exercise our rights and see? It doesn't, up to this point, it doesn't really seem like we have a choice. Like, we were kind of guided here, and then we're told that we have to do this to
do that. Yeah,
to
no,
get the
it's
keys. But can we just
We
I
were
mean, if
given a
you all
choice.
want
See
to
what-
leave, that's
We were
fine.
given the choice
I'm just
to-
not going to leave with you.
Yeah.
I don't. Were we given a choice? I think
Absolutely. We
just-
were given the choice to travel with him safely to this location or to stay where we were.
and die horribly.
Rue, what would you suggest that we do otherwise? What would be the other path?
Is it safe to take all of us and our wounded out onto the plains without any form of protection, no matter what these Leonid are asking us to do, which admittedly is very little. Like, there are, in fact, dozens of worse things that people could be asking us to do, many of them done by the Assyrian Empire quite regularly.
Well,
Picking some flowers and sparring with some warriors
What are these
is
flowers
really
do?
quite low.
I
Mr.
want to
Douglas,
hear
if-
Rue's plan. What is
I
Rue's
was gonna
plan?
say it seems like not all of the elders are at odds with each other, so maybe
Oh no, he literally said after you left that they are not united.
Yeah.
maybe we try to shake the trees and see what falls out.
How?
That is the question.
Why?
It's all politics.
We're already doing a couple tasks for individuals.
What
No
do-
reason
what-
why we can't
what-
shake when we finish them.
Yeah, what do these flowers do? Why do they need them?
They're
Oh,
for making the banners
they're
and
used in the ritual and potions and stuff,
Okay.
and I'm hoping I can use them in some of my crafting too. That'd be really
Mhm.
cool.
And
we
we'd
could
be
definitely
fools
get
if
extra.
we'd be fools if we thought it would be easy to retrieve them.
Something about on the side of a cave.
Side of the canyon near the river.
Well, I guess as much as they are projecting power, it seems like they need us more than we need them. So maybe we just don't do it and see what happens. Who comes forth? Who?
Brew, how about we just test the waters a little bit? Why don't we say we're not going to do it? Attempt to leave, see how they react to that. And then be like, yeah, you know what? Y'all were right. If they just truly let us go.
And then where are we? Outside, unprotected, waiting for another cloud of death to chase us down again?
The middle path would be to say, okay, we're going to consider what you've offered and wait and see who comes to us, begging for us to hurry our decision.
We
The
The
already
morning they want a
know
dwarven
that-
ass kicking, I'm glad to provide it to them. That's not a problem.
And I'm gonna go after the flowers anyway because I want some.
Yeah,
Those flowers do
honestly.
sound cool.
We already
Best
know.
case scenario, we lure out this Nimbus there and you can rip its tooth out.
In all honesty, we already know some of the politics at play here. Clearly, Stormroar and Moonclaw are not on the same page. Neither is Sunroar on the same page with Moonclaw. Unclear what the Starmanes are really aligned to, but they seem to be more concerned with healing and the capability of being able to heal their folks than necessarily anything that we're doing. They seem to be fairly neutral on the whole.
That's
The
a motive I could
Ashpaws-
understand.
The Ashpaws seem to be concerned with the threat. Are we a threat or are we not? And if we are not, then they will help us. And if we are, then they will destroy us.
I guess they admitted that their fix is only temporary, but they don't seem to be acting like anyone who is up against the clock.
Are they not? By chasing down these gnolls? Just tracking them
don't-
across the plains, unable to stop them?
Were
That's kind
they
of a
chasing them
reactive
though?
situation.
They were. At least, they said to me, and again, there was no lie.
The gnolls are a reaction, not being proactive, because the gnolls are not the cause of the gnolls being what's happened to the gnolls.
Precisely, but we also don't know the true strength of the Leonin. Facts are, of the clerics, the Starmanes, don't even have enough acolytes to go send people out for herbs while they're caring for a cadre of wounded. This is not a numerous settlement. These are not a numerous people. The gnolls may very well outnumber them. And they may be simply restricted by numbers as to what they can and can't do. In addition, they're at odds with one another. So what numbers they may have may be withdrawn from either side as clans refuse to act, as some of us have claimed now. Of what benefit is it to them for the Moonclaws to aid the Starmanes or the Moonclaws to aid the Stormroars? If they're also infighting, then fighting any outside force is going to be difficult, if not impossible.
I guess my thing is, and I may be wrong here, this is over the table, but they haven't even offered us any form of payment, and that seems like if you're
Payment
looking
is the banner.
So yeah, our payment is not only the banner, but to be able to witness its creation.
Yeah, but if we are tasked to destroy the storm, then we won't need the banner. This doesn't seem like a thing that
When did they say destroy the storm?
I thought that was the whole purpose of our.
No, that's
Oh,
their
no.
problem.
mission.
No,
No,
I
no.
don't give a shit about the storm as long as it doesn't kill me.
They want to get beat up in the morning. They want us to find a flower, and one guy wants to talk to us later outside of the council.
And ask us to do something. We don't know what it
Probably
is.
ask something on top of that, yes. And that's
Some
and also to
are-
take one of their guards with to the caverns anyway.
Wait. So,
Fantastic.
so
Come up
somebody
and
wants
that'll
us
be
to talk
hilarious.
to him outside of the council. That's it. He just wants to talk to us.
Yeah,
No, he wants to ask us to do something.
Right. Why don't we
Yeah.
talk to him first? That seems like some covert shit. I'm down for that.
It was strange because if you're going to be covert, you'd think that you wouldn't make it clear to the people that you're trying to hide something from that you want to hide something. Like, I want to say something in private to this person, like sort of maybe gives the idea to everyone else that you're saying something in private to that person. It was strange.
it's a political move. If they know that we're being courted, they don't know exactly to what purpose.
Politics
And-
are dumb.
It might be against the other clans, it might be for the clan's benefit, but they don't know, but they would wait and see, or send spies to observe it.
So if I were to take this healthy debate and try to synthesize,
Mhm.
I would say we do not have enough information to know whether we think these people are virtuous or have ill intent. We think there is probably a diversity of opinion here, and we should at least find out what all they are actually asking us to do. In the meantime, could we not get more information about each of these people, find out about more about what their needs are? Wait before we conclude.
Reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance.
I've already
Exactly.
arranged to get some materials from Sunroar, so we'll see what we learn.
And I think about at that time you have reached the tavern.
We're like walking through their
Yeah, yeah,
streets
yeah.
going, I don't know.
Yelling the whole time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. We're strange folk. We do this all the time. This is normal for
Yeah,
us.
yeah. It's just an
Whatever.
Outlander thing.
Yeah, they're just like silly Outlanders.
Yeah, they're like, it is like 2 a.m. Shut up.
I just like that the Leonid gods spoke to this guy in common.
I know. Oh, I know. That's. But yeah, the night comes to a close, with all of you kind of getting in your new rooms. Are any of you bunking together, or are you all separate rooms?
I'm fine with bunking with someone if someone wants to bunk. I don't care either way.
I'm actually going to set up a guard outside of all of our rooms, like in the hallway.
River, I'll stay with you if you would like to have company.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. I don't think Karis minds sharing a room as long as it's not with certain
Well,
other
if-
people.
You could say it. You could say it.
She's not sure about this. She's gonna wake up with him like screaming in her ear and she'll scream.
Want some waffles?
Beldis is just gonna sprint down the stairs to get food first and be like, I won.
Absolutely.
Throws the pillow on Karis.
And
So
I'm
he's
going
gonna
to
be like,
trip
good
him.
morning, right in her ear, and she'll shriek like she's a cat.
I think Rue would probably be out in the hallway with Galnith, but cast a tiny hut over both of them so they could be protected, but then also maybe be invisible. I don't know how that would work. I think you should try to make it look like the floor, but obviously,
Yeah, I
you
guess
know,
it depends on
no,
how.
I don't
I
know.
guess yeah, because it depends on how wide the hallway is, right? Because if you're in the smack dab in the
Yeah.
hallway and you're not at the end, then people are gonna have to walk through you.
Well, I think maybe they would position themselves at the end of the hallway, so it's not
Okay. You know what?
super
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, and I'll say that you guys have like the last 2 rooms on that end anyways, so like you can encompass the doorways to all of those. You know, that seems fair to me. So you're able to cast that, no problem. What does the inside look like? Do you get to choose what it looks like? I forgot. What tiny hut?
I don't know if it looks
It
Looks
doesn't
like
look
anything. I
It's
think,
just
yeah.
a dome
Protect.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm thinking of whatever the
You're
death
thinking
of
of
Mordekainen's
Mordekainen's.
is. Well, there's
Yeah.
Mordekainen's, and I think there's a lesser one as well that you can do a
Yeah.
tiny hut, and it's like a 30 feet.
Oh, it's the bivouac kind of thing.
Yeah. So the night comes to a close. Our camera pans out from the tavern, dimly lit with candles waning as the night continues on. Silent. The city is quiet. Guards patrol the streets, keeping order. Far above the canyon wall, 700 to, let's say, 3 miles away, a banner stands alone on the savannah, wavering in the wind. A ashen-colored paw reaches out for it and snaps it. And the creak of bones begins to walk forward. And that is where we are going to end this session. I hope you all had a wonderful time. Yeah,
We
700
did.
rolls. Math is hard, and so is distance. My default's feet, and then I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not reasonable.
There is one thing we kind of did leave that unfinished, and we have to address.
Sure,
Where
sure.
is Beldis staying? If there's only 2 rooms, I don't want to sleep in a hallway.
No,
If River and Maggie are in one room,
You
I
can
guess I
come.
have to share the room. with
No,
You
Kira.
can come
you
stay
have-
with us.
You have Roswella's Tavern, which you already have a room in because it's the Magnificent Mansion, which is right outside the
I don't want to
tavern.
stay in that place.
And
It's
then-
way too.
no,
It's
no,
way too
I think-
commercialized.
I think
Well,
you
just
are
come stay
further.
with us.
You're closer to the stairs, I think. So
Oh, okay.
there are several people staying in this tavern. Just your group probably had like the last 2, and then if you had
Oh.
a separate one.
The main characters group.
Wow.
Maggie
yeah.
would be so upset at Baldus feeling left out.
Oh no! I'm not feeling left out. I'm just trying to get my way into Karis's room for the night because it looks like a great place to
If
sleep.
he somehow makes his way, she's gonna be like, God damn it. She'll let
You can
us
always
sit
come to
there. She's
our
not
room,
going to chase
Karis.
you out.
You can come to our room, Karis.
She's like, but it's so crowded.
But
Oh no,
seems-
I sleep in my little perfume bottle around what's his face's neck, Fizzle's neck.
That's weird, but
It's
okay.
a little creepy.
So she'd
It's a little
take that
creepy to
and be
burn
like,
with.
all
I'm
right.
not gonna lie.
Like
Yeah,
I sleep,
skeleton's
I chill
creepy.
for 2 hours and then I go to sleep in my bottle.
That's
right.
that's a thing. And can I see the bottle?
No,
All
Hey,
right.
and noted, she will look at the bottle once
you can look
they're
at it, but you
inside.
can't touch it. And if you go to touch it, Fizzle will bite you.
Oh no, she's just gonna lean real close, just looking.
It's like that crystal, like jagged crystal, so you can't see straight in.
Yeah, she's just looking at it
You see
and
colors.
remarking to Fizzle, like, that's weird.
Sometimes you
neat.
see movement if you're looking when I'm in there.
Exactly, like, huh.
You see a little tiny river like in the bottle.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But it's like distorted and you can't see me all at once.
All right, so that is where we're going to end the session today. Where can our audience find you all, and what cool projects are you all working on? Go at random, because we forgot the order. I'll go
Hi,
last.
I'm Bob. I'm going first. Haha, fast. You can find me in a couple Discords. You can also find me occasionally on the what it was. We're on a Twitter. No, on a Twitch. We're on a Twitch. Occasionally I stream stuff when I'm usually painting weird thingamajiggies. At some point I have to finish painting a bunch of these little beholder dudes. So I don't know. If you see me streaming, check it out. Make bad jokes. That's what I do. Otherwise, that's about it now. Life changed recently. So yeah.
I'm Jen. I'm on Twitter at Quixote Jen, and this is my project for now.
I'm
Hi.
Confounded.
Oh,
and you can
sorry, go.
find me here every other week. Otherwise, I'm here, I'm there. I'm I'm just here. And Twitter.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. I do this every other Tuesday. I have one more week of Numenera where we're doing our fourth watch Q&A at 8:30 Eastern on Open for Adventure. Also on Open for Adventures on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm running a game called Veil of Shadows where my players are trying to close a rift to the Shadowfell from within the Shadowfell. I also run an Invisible Sun game on my own channel at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Times on Saturdays. And I will be running, I'll be playing in a one-shot on the 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on here. And I will also be running a one-shot for a charity stream on May 2nd. I don't remember the time slot. On a Theater Files channel.
Busy.
Hello, everybody. It's me. I played Karis. I am Kari. You can only find me here. This beautiful Graham Crackers exclusive content. You'll find me here every other Tuesday here with Anarion's Rest. You'll also find me every Friday for the Goldshine Investigations, and also peppered around on the channel on various days for April Indie Month. I think the next one is going to be the 24th for Monster of the Week. Very exciting. So I don't remember the time slot, but it's sometime on the 24th. I'm sure
7
Mary.
a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ah, yes, 7 a.m. That's right. I'm going to die. But if you want to see me dying a little inside, definitely check me out then. So see you guys later.
I think that might be me. I'm Adam, Adam Islamis, pretty much everywhere. I am here every other Tuesday. Thursday, the 29th, I'll be back on Gilding Light with the Inspectors. We are like a Scooby-Doo-esque campaign. And I just wrapped up a Curse of Strahd campaign on Featherfall. So if you missed it, you missed it. Sorry. I guess you could go back and watch it, but you missed it live, so you can't see anything live. I don't know what else I got. Forward, we're Friends Who Roll Dice. We're doing some charity streams coming up. I don't remember the dates because I'm a terrible person, but yeah, that's me.
I guess that leaves me. Hi everyone, my name is Graham, or Graham Crackers. This is my channel. I am lucky to have such wonderful players every week, sometimes even multiple times a week. You can find me on Twitter at GrahamCrackers1 with a Z. You can also find me here every Tuesday DMing Shards of Anarion and Anarion's Rest. You can find me every Friday playing Geharis and Thervos, your favorite Tiefling Paladin Oath of Conquest. You can find me every other Saturday playing Mavrin Minados in the Polished Cryptids aquatic campaign. You can also find me on Dimples and Dice in May, where I will be playing a 4-shot. Who knows what wacky character I'll play? Not even me, I guess. All we know is it's going to be full of shenanigans. Outside of that, you can also find me on a few other channels occasionally, which I will not mention yet because they have not been announced. But I hope you all have a fantastic week and have a fantastic rest of the day. Have a wonderful time, and we will touch base with you later. We are going to raid Odd Tornado Productions. If you want to pop in the raid, you should spam that Graham heart at them. And, actually, no. What do we want to say, Cast? What should we say to our DM from our Friday game?
Hello.
That's fine.
Hello.
I'm gonna spam emotes.
Okay, we're gonna.
Yeah.
The heart emote.
Our chat will make the right call. They know what
Riders
to
on the storm.
do. Do-do-do-do-do.
I was gonna say blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull crown.
Yeah.
I
All
mean,
right.
you use that every other Wednesday. Why, I mean,
Yeah. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful
Why
week.
fix what's not broke?
this is true.
And see you then. We're gonna raid in 9 seconds. 7, 6, 5,
So many seconds.
3,
So
1,
many seconds.
0, 2. Right now.
Blast off.
Curse you,
Bye.
Windows.
It what won't it?
Blood for the blood god.
I don't know. Will you Twitch?
Do I not have skull emotes? What's up with that? There we go.
Do we get?
Wait,
a
you didn't
full-
hear the last part there when one of you dies.
Oh, I was just asking. Do we get a full rest, right?